This is not just another deployment. A real-life floating fortress, just crossed into one of the most volatile regions on America's doorstep. The USS Iwo Jima, pride of the Wasp class, has departed for operations in the Caribbean Sea, and tensions are rising fast. You, the men and women who respect what these sailors and Marines stand for, you know what this means. When the Iwo Jima moves, America is sending a message that cannot be ignored. But here's what most people don't know. This amphibious assault ship didn't just sail south on routine orders. She redirected from planned European operations to answer a direct call in our own backyard. Over 4,500 sailors and Marines from the Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group and the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit are now on station. Ready? Watching. What exactly are they facing down there? How does one ship, packed with more combat power than most entire nations, change the equation in a sea full of shadows? These are the questions we're going to answer. Because behind those steel walls and flight decks are American sailors and Marines who volunteered to stand the watch, so the rest of us don't have to. And what they're doing right now might just determine the future of stability in our hemisphere. Coming up, we dive into where this mission truly began. We uncover why this sudden Caribbean redirection happened, why the Iwo Jima was pulled from European waters, what rising threats forced America's hand, and what one calculated move changed the rules of engagement in waters America cannot afford to lose. Stay with me. It started as a standard deployment. In mid-August 2025, the USS Iwo Jima Amphibious Ready Group, carrying over 4,500 sailors and Marines of the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, departed Norfolk. The destination, global operations across the Atlantic. But within weeks, events closer to home changed everything. Here's what rarely makes the headlines. Within those same weeks, mounting instability in the Caribbean demanded immediate American presence. Transnational criminal networks, bolstered by narco-trafficking routes, were flooding poisons northward while testing regional stability. Proud Navy enthusiasts and strategy watchers among you already understand the stakes. This wasn't politics. This was about securing America's southern approaches, protecting the homeland from threats that don't respect borders. The Iwo Jima and her ARG became the centerpiece of Operation Southern Spear under U.S. Southern Command. Partnered with other naval forces, they shifted focus to maritime security, counter-narcotics missions, and rapid crisis response. In fact, this buildup represented one of the largest American naval presences in the Caribbean in decades, a scale that tells you everything about how seriously Washington was taking the threat. These Americans didn't hesitate. They answered the call, standing ready where our nation needed them most. But turning a massive amphibious force like this, on short notice, reveals just how serious the situation had become. Now, what exactly makes this warship such a powerful instrument in these waters? That's next. This is no ordinary ship. The USS Iwo Jima, LHD-7, is a 40,500-ton Wasp-class amphibious assault ship, 843 feet of American steel, built to deliver combat capability where others can only watch. She carries a lethal mix, up to 22 aircraft, including MV-22 Ospreys for rapid troop insertion and F-35 Bravo stealth fighters, the variant this class is capable of operating, that can turn this amphib into a lightning carrier when needed. Her well-deck launches 3 LCAC hovercraft, delivering Marines and heavy equipment ashore at over 40 knots. But here's the part that stops most people cold. This steel titan runs on 2 geared steam turbines delivering 70,000 shaft horsepower. Top speed over 22 knots. A self-contained city that can sustain thousands for extended operations. Defensive systems include rolling airframe missiles, Sea Sparrow, and Phalanx close-in weapons. Layered protection that lets her operate even in contested waters. Advanced command suites allow her to serve as flagship, coordinating entire joint forces. To every Navy enthusiast and strategy buff watching, this is raw American engineering at its finest. A warship that extends American reach with Marines, air power, and command. All in one hull. But what does it take for the crew to keep this beast fighting? That's where the human story gets real. If you respect the sailors and Marines who deploy so the rest of us can sleep easy. Show it right now, because the people out there keeping the watch deserve at least that much. Now, let's go below deck and see what daily life is really like inside this steel city at sea. Over 1,100 sailors keep this steel city alive. That's the ship's company on the Iwo Jima alone. With nearly 1,900 Marines from the 22nd MEU embarked across the 3 ships, plus the crews of the San Antonio and Fort Lauderdale, the full amphibious-ready group numbers more than 4,500 Americans living, working, and fighting together across the formation at sea. This is their world. Days start early. General quarters drills. Flight deck operations that never really stop. Engineers nursing those massive steam turbines below deck while aviation crews turn F-35 Bravos and Ospreys around in brutal Caribbean heat. But few understand just how punishing the conditions truly are. The humidity down here turns every shift into a test of will. Temperatures on the flight deck can feel like 110 degrees with the jet blast. Yet these Americans keep launching and recovering aircraft hour after hour. You see, those who truly understand naval service. This isn't a cruise. It's sustained combat readiness. The crew runs a relentless rhythm, 12-hour watches, maintenance in every corner, damage control training that never ends. Chow halls serve thousands of meals a day. Berthing compartments stacked 3 high. Every square foot has a purpose. And every sailor has a mission. But here's the real challenge they face right now. Tensions in the Caribbean have pushed the entire ARG into heightened alert. Counter-narcotics missions mean constant small boat intercepts. Intelligence watches track fast-moving threats. The ship must stay ready to launch Marines ashore or provide command support at a moment's notice. Marines train daily for potential crisis response, humanitarian aid one day, kinetic operations the next. Sailors stand extra security watches. Everyone feels the weight of operating so close to home, where any misstep could escalate fast. Yet they endure. They miss birthdays. They miss their kids' games. They push through exhaustion because they swore an oath. These are the men and women you respect, the ones who volunteered to live inside this steel beast so America can project strength without hesitation. The Iwo Jima doesn't just carry weapons. She carries the spirit of those who serve her. And right now, that spirit is exactly what these waters demand. Now we turn to the bigger picture, and what this deployment truly means for America's future. This deployment in the Caribbean reveals something deeper about American sea power. The USS Iwo Jima doesn't just respond to tensions. She shapes them. Her presence alone forces adversaries to recalculate. With her aircraft, Marines, and command systems active in these waters, she extends America's reach and resolve across our southern approaches. Strategy buffs, and those who truly respect the sailors understand the quiet power at work here. A single amphibious-ready group can deter trafficking networks, reassure partners, and stand ready for anything from disaster relief to crisis response, all without a single boot touching shore, until it's needed. The sailors and Marines aboard know this truth in their bones. Every watch, every launch, every maintenance cycle contributes to something far larger than one mission. It's not just about moving a warship into contested waters. It's about sustaining the watch, so the line holds firm. That is the real strength of the Iwo Jima. A steel city at sea powered by American sailors who chose to serve far from home in waters that matter most to our security. And as new challenges continue to rise across the globe, one question remains. How many more times will America call on ships like her? And how ready will we be to answer? The sea demands those willing to stand on steel and keep the promise alive.